Coming right up, another fun Varsity Sports Show.
Hi, kids. This is DJ Soulman from the Funk Junkies, and you're listening to the Varsity Sports Show with my man Vince Delicio. And what's your last name?
It's Delicio.
Okay, that's right. That's what I thought. Yeah, right.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com. Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show, where our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating an unmatched platform to showcase talent both in front of and behind the microphone in radio, television, podcast, and live streaming. The Varsity Sports Show, still your home for youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.
KDUS AM 1060 Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix is brought to you by AC by J, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Drains.
This program is paid for by the JV Sports LLC and its partners.
You are listening to the Varsity Sports Show Summer Edition on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, featuring Tyler Bender, Jake Brown, Trevor Goodwin, Lindsey Selzer, and Xander Simmons. And now, the Varsity Sports Show. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince Delicio here on a beautiful Saturday morning. I was just looking outside to make sure. A beautiful Saturday morning in Phoenix, Arizona. It is June 17th. 18th? 18th, 2022. Joined in studio by a good friend of mine, a member of our broadcast team for this summer, a young man. He's a high school junior. He is well beyond his years. We're going to have fun with him today. His name is Xander Simmons. Xander, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Vince. How are you?
I'm great. And also we're joined by Xander's mom, Tammy. Hi, Tammy.
How you doing?
Good. We can't hear you. You got to talk into the mic. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, okay, that's even better. All right, so we're going to get to know, nice job, Tammy. You just blew your debut here on national radio. We're going to get to know Xander and why he's here and what he's up to. First of all, Xander, you have an incredible opportunity here because you are on the #1 local sports radio show on weekends in this time slot in Phoenix, Arizona. I know there's a bunch of criteria to qualify that, but you've got a big stage today. Are you excited?
Man, I am just absolutely thrilled. You know, when I got the opportunity to come on here and do what I'm doing right now, you know, I did some research, and it's like, this really is the #1 local show here where we are. And it's just like, I'm so honored to be here and doing what you do every day. It's just awesome.
Okay. Well, we're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to get to know you a little bit. First of all, so you're 16 years old?
I turned 16 in 2 weeks, so
okay.
I actually drove here, you know, with my permit. Mom's here. But 2 weeks, I get the license, and then, you know, I'll be driving by myself. No more mom.
Okay, and you do a lot outside of school. You're a high school kid. You're going to be a junior at Cactus Shadows High School. You're part of our broadcast team, intern team with the other 4 broadcasters that we have from the Cronkite School of Journalism at ASU. So you're in very good company. You're learning from these guys. And you've also got a nice little resume built up yourself. So you do some things in Hollywood. Tell us about that.
So when I was 4 years old, my mom actually just dropped me in an agency, and the first audition I ever had, I booked. It was for Nissan, and we went up to Nevada, and they threw me in a car wash in like a little baby car.
They threw you in a car wash?
With like a little baby car. You know, it was I got pretty wet. Yeah. And then, ever since then, I've just kind of been like building myself up, and you know, I was in a Super Bowl commercial a couple years back. That's like, I was honored to do that. It was for OfferPat. I don't remember the Super Bowl. I don't. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay. Wow.
But yeah, no, that was like, I was on top of the world because I was watching the Super Bowl. I didn't even know it was.
And you saw your commercial.
I know. It was like,
wow.
It was out of nowhere, and I was just like, wow.
So so a lot of commercials, some TV. You've done some movies as well.
Yeah.
Tammy, you have him out there. He's like a regular Macaulay Culkin. You got him out there working. Mm-hmm. You're raking in all the profits, telling him he's got money, college money, but really there's nothing there. And you guys rolled up in a Bentley and all this stuff.
No, it's all his money. Yeah,
wow.
It's all his. I don't have it. I just drive him there.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
help him with the bookings.
You're
and
just
the manager
like
and the agent and agent here, agent in California.
Xander, do your parents work for you? Do you have that kind of arrangement, like a contract? Do you yell at them if like your coffee isn't done well or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, mom, I would never do that. Yes, though. Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. That's what I figured. I'm looking at you because Xander, Tammy's hanging on every word he's saying here and making sure that he's comfortable and.
He's
everything.
a good kid. He's a very good kid.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, anyway, so don't fire your parents. So
I would never.
Okay, good. You don't want them to end up on the street now. So anyway, all right, we're gonna have a great show. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna have fun with Xander today. Tammy obviously is here as well. Xander's mom. What kind of stuff we have? We're not just a sports show this summer. You guys have taken over the show. You and the rest of your fellow broadcasters. Tell us a little bit about some of the stuff we have today.
So this week, today, it is the Father's Day special. So actually coming up in a couple minutes, we have one of our broadcast team interviewing their dad, and I'm interviewing my dad.
Okay.
And I think everybody here is interviewing their dad. So we're going to have a lot of good dad interviews today.
Yeah.
And my segment, some good dad jokes. And for those of you who have not bought a Father's Day gift, there are some good gift ideas. So stay tuned for that.
You know, my dad is normally on the show, so he's pissed today because I couldn't make room for him today. Yeah, I'm sorry. My dad, we couldn't make room for him, but it was, it's because I wanted to showcase you guys, but we can have my dad on anytime. So Dad, if you're listening, happy Father's Day. I know he's listening. He's one of the 3 listeners that regularly tune into our show. So, but yeah, so a lot of content. We've got movie reviews. We've got music reviews. We've got pop culture. We got everything and anything that you could possibly imagine. A lot of good stuff. We got the best producer in the business behind the glass, and Aaron Decker, who's teeing up a lot of our work today, and we'll have some we got some live segments, obviously, and some great pre-recorded content. Guys, don't go away today. It's going to be a lot of fun. What do we have coming up next, Xander?
We have Funny Sports News with Jake coming up next.
And Jake who?
Jake Brown.
Jake Brown. Okay, Aaron, take it away.
Hello, Varsity Sports Show. This is Jake Brown, and here are the oddest sports news of the week. There is a famous Golden State Warriors fan who calls himself Fake Klay Thompson because, well, he looks like Klay Thompson. On Tuesday, Fake Klay, real name Dawson Gurley, announced on Twitter that he had been banned for life from the Chase Center after passing through 5 layers of security and shooting a ball around for 10 minutes. There's even a photo of it going around on Twitter. Reports from SFGate speculated that this event could very well be a publicity stunt, as Gurley is a known prankster. But a report late Tuesday evening confirmed that Gurley was banned from the arena. Fake Klay Thompson tweeted that it was worth losing $10,000 on tickets because, quote, I was an NBA player for 10 minutes. It is unknown if Gurley will be able to attend Warriors road games, though, in the future. Also this week, former Seahawks wide receiver Golden Tate announced that he'll be swinging a bat instead of catching passes. The 11-year veteran signed with the Port Angeles Lefties of the West Coast League, a developmental league for aspiring pros who are usually in college, but the West Coast League made an exception. It shouldn't be forgotten that Tate was drafted twice into baseball, 2007 with the D-backs and in 2010 with the San Francisco Giants. We'll see how the 33-year-old ex-Pro Bowler does this summer in baseball. Come back next time for more odd sports news. I'm Jake Brown, Varsity Sports Show.
You see, I'm 6'1" and them tons of fun, and I dress to a T. You see, I got more clothes than Muhammad Ali, and I dress so viciously. I got bodyguards, I got
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Lindsay Selzer from Varsity Sports Show, and for this special Father's Day weekend version of Varsity Sports Show, I have my dad, Larry Selzer, here, and I'm going to ask him a few questions about being my father. So say hello to everybody, Dad.
Hello, everybody.
All right, first question for you.
Let it go. Let's hear it.
What's your favorite part of being a girl dad? Because he is me and my older sister, Erica.
Favorite part of being a girl dad would have to be the enjoyment I see of what you guys do as girls and how you prosper in the things you do as girls. So for guys, it was always, back in the day, sports and things like that. But girls, you get to do so many things that I never did, and to see you be successful in those type of events or activities just really makes me proud.
Absolutely. And piggybacking off of that question, what is your favorite part of having a daughter who is pursuing sports journalism?
Well, first of all, I'm a sports maniac and always have been. And so to have a girl that actually understands sports the way you do is just really exciting for me. I'm constantly explaining things to you about the sports world and sports events and things like that, and the interests you have and the knowledge that you have just really makes me very happy.
So you've been a father for 26 plus years now. What advice would you give to all the other fathers out there, new fathers, fathers that have been in the game for a while? What advice would you give?
Don't ever let your kids tell you, boys, girls, whatever, that they can't do something. Don't ever let somebody tell your kids that they can't do something. Everything is attainable if you're willing to put in the hard work. You can be whatever you want to be. Use that as an asset with your kids to let them be everything they can be. Don't put any barriers. That would be my advice.
All right, and last question, so the listeners can learn a little bit about you concerning sports. So a question I always ask my podcast guests and other guests that I interview is, what is your sports story? So what brought you from the beginning to where you are now with playing sports and also with the sports teams you support?
So I grew up playing sports. I was short for many years and then had a growth spurt and became a pretty good basketball player. But for me, sports is camaraderie. It's fitting in. It's having a purpose. And socially, I think it's very important to play sports and have sports. So I've always looked forward to my time that I get to spend with my teammates in pursuing any sport that I play, and that's always been a big part. I also grew up on NBA basketball from a very young age. My family had season tickets. We lived across the street from a couple of NBA players. And that was just part of my life. My brother was a ball boy for the Houston Rockets. I knew a lot of the players. And being a fan, a true fan, and I say true fan because back in the day, we rooted for the same team and had the same players for long periods of time. Now players go everywhere. But a true fan who gets to root for his players for their whole career is something special. And so that's what I grew up on and what I think is so cool about sports.
Tell us your favorite player in the NBA currently.
Currently, I would say Steph Curry is my favorite player, which I, as you know, hated him for many years when they played against the Rockets. But his attitude, his ability, he plays the game with a smile and a smoothness, and he takes a lot of pride in what he does. There's many stories about him of things he's done in the community that I didn't know that I now know. And so I'm just a huge fan of somebody I thought I would never be a fan of. But his talent and the way he goes about doing his talent and playing the way he does with a smile all the time. As you know, I'm a very positive, happy person. That to me rings a bell in my heart.
Absolutely. Okay, y'all. I'm Lindsay Selzer with Varsity Sports Show, and that was a fun little segment with my dad, Larry Selzer, and happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
I got a color TV so I can see the Knicks play basketball. Him and talking my checkbook, credit cards, more money than a
Games Out West featuring Ryan Brooks brings NFL, NBA, and local sports talk to you Monday nights at 7 here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Lindsay Selzer, and I am a sports journalism master's student at ASU. You could look forward to hearing me every weekend on the Varsity Sports Show from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Saturdays. You can expect to hear a Lowdown with Lynn segment every single week, where you'll find a healthy mix of sports and pop culture just like me. I'll be bringing you all the biggest sports and pop culture headlines, along with many more fun segments. You could also catch me time to time hosting the show. I can't wait to bring y'all loads of great content this summer.
Your real estate professional, Harold Steffi, broker and owner at Core Values Realty, believes it comes down to 5 things: trust, integrity, respect, honesty, and loyalty. These are just not words. They are what they say they are, nothing else. When you choose Harold Steffi, whether you are buying or selling your home, you can expect your 110% satisfaction and his commitment to ensuring that all your real estate needs are taken care of every step of the way. Call Harold Steffi at Core Values Realty, 623-693-6178. Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675. Hey guys, Vince here. Please join me in welcoming the 2022 Varsity Sports Show Summer Broadcast Team.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Selzer from ASU's Cronkite School of Journalism.
Hi, I'm Trevor Goodwin from ASU's Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law.
Hi, I'm Jake Brown from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hi, I'm Xander Simmons from Cactus Shadows High School.
Hi, I'm Tyler Bender from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Carving out time in your afternoon for the Doug Gottlieb Show right here on KDUS AM 1060, 100.7 HD2, and KDUS1060.com. Weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m.
This is Trevor Goodwin for Varsity Sports Show. The controversial Saudi Arabia-funded LIV Golf Tournament kicked off last week, and the PGA Tour and its golfers continue to publicly denounce the tournament. The drama heated up even more after PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan officially suspended 17 golfers who decided to participate in the first LIV Golf Tournament, including major winners Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson, and Sergio Garcia from playing in PGA Tours in the future. Commissioner Monahan reflected on the unfortunate week for golf, saying the 17 golfers needed the PGA Tour and they are not going to allow players to get a free ride off loyal members who are the best in the world. This caused a stir from golfers on both sides of the fence of the issue, with legendary golfer Phil Mickelson and Rory McIlroy leading the way. Phil previously had a lifetime eligibility to the PGA Tour and had no plans on quitting the tour, and believed he had earned the right to keep his membership. As a shot back at the PGA, Phil wore a blacked out Augusta National logo on his outfit on the opening day of the LIV Golf Invitational Series. Phil had a poor showing for his LIV Tour debut, finishing 10 over for the tournament, tied for 34th place. The winner of the first LIV Tour event was Charles Schwartzel, who finished with a close round of the final day to secure a 7-under score. Schwartzel netted a large check for winning the tournament, earning $4 million in prize money. To compare the amount of money that the LIV Golf Tournament is paying their golfers, Rory McIlroy won the RBC Canadian Open and only earned $1,566,000 in the payout. The issue for players surrounds money. Phil Mickelson is guaranteed $200 million just to play, and Dustin Johnson signed a deal worth at least $125 million, which is greater than Tiger Woods' career tour earnings. The LIV Golf Tour guarantees every person who plays in the tournament a 6-figure payout, which means the last place golfer gets $120,000 in the tournament with no cuts. In the RBU Canadian Open, Rory McIlroy won his 21st career PGA Tour win in an exciting battle against Justin Thomas. McIlroy finished the tournament at 19 under. It's his second consecutive win at the Canadian Open. Rory had some strong words after his win, reminding everyone that his 21 PGA Tour wins is more than someone else, referring to LIV Golf CEO Greg Norman. He also said later on the golfers that joined the Live Golf Tour took the easy way out, and he understands the older golfers like Phil, who are past their prime, are not able to compete at the highest level anymore and took the money, but doesn't understand how golfers that are similar age to him would join the tour. Jon Rahm also released a heartfelt message about his loyalty to the PGA Tour, stating his heart is with the PGA Tour and he plays for the love of the game and to play against the best in the world. Next up in the world of golf is the U.S. Open occurring right now through Sunday. This is Trevor Goodwin with your Varsity Sports Show signing off.
Now drop it down and let me see your hips. Now to the floor, now let me see your hips. Now drop it down and let me see your hips.
What's up, you guys? It's Xander from the Varsity Sports Show, here to talk about the death of the legendary internet browser, Internet Explorer. After nearly 27 years of running, Internet Explorer has finally been shut down by Microsoft in favor of the not as legendary Microsoft Edge. This is certainly the end of an era, but not many people will really be affected as usage of Internet Explorer has plummeted in recent years, as platforms like Google Chrome gain more users rapidly. Microsoft will begin working on a prompt that will redirect those still using Internet Explorer to Microsoft Edge. But eventually, Internet Explorer will be permanently disabled within Windows. For those that currently run Windows 11, there will be no difference, as Internet Explorer did not ship with the Windows package. The first time Microsoft hasn't bundled Internet Explorer with the Windows package in nearly 20 years. So, for those that use Internet Explorer, this sudden change will take some getting used to. But, for most, this change will go completely unnoticed. This has been Xander Simmons from the Varsity Sports Show. Stay right here.
This is Sounds Like on the Varsity Sports Show.
It sounded something like this.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Tyler Bender for the Varsity Sports Show, back with another edition of Sounds Like, the segment in which I show you songs from today and how they sample songs from the past. Last week we talked about Harry Styles and Jack Harlow. Today I want to talk about another popular artist who has been in the news lately because of what almost turned into a lawsuit. I'm talking about Dua Lipa. Now, if you don't know, her hit song Levitating featuring DaBaby was actually trending towards a lawsuit because it sounds like 3 other previous songs the artists who made these songs actually sue. I'm going to let you take a listen to the song first, and then I'll tell you the artists who sued and what their song sounds like, and we can compare them.
If you wanna run away with me, I know a galaxy and I can take you for a ride. I had a premonition that we fell into a rhythm where the music don't stop for life. Glitter in the sky, glitter in my eyes, shining just the way you like. If you're feeling like you need a little bit of company, you met me at the perfect time. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you.
Again, that was Dua Lipa's Levitating featuring DaBaby. Now, the song, or rather the artist that brought this into question to begin with, was a Florida reggae group named Article Sound System. Their song Live Your Life, which was released in 2017, let's just say Dua Lipa took a little bit more than just the rhythm from them.
These are the days when you should say, I've got to live my life, I've got to live my life all day, all night, party to sunrise now, don't stop till you have lived your life, oh, lived your life.
Again, that was Article Sound System's Live Your Life, and what really brought the song into question was that whole point. Duh, 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 da, 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 da. You know, Dua Lipa has that. Article Sound System has their own. And while the lyrics might not exactly be the same, the idea that they took the exact same rhythm pattern and the exact same tonation and notes that Dua Lipa was singing pretty much spot on is what really, really raised the question on whether or not this is legal. But there's even more to this case just beyond that. The idea of the rhythm being used in general came into question, and in fact, Article Sound System was not the first band to use this sort of rhythm in an international music context. Here's one example right here.
Don Diablo se ha escapado, tú no sabes la que ha armado, ten cuidado, yo lo digo por sí. Anda por rincones y se esconde en los cajones de la presa que decida conseguir. Seguir, si sigue así yo se lo voy a decir. Que te cante ay mi niña como voto cuando guiñas, yo quisiera darte un beso chiquitín con un swing.
Okay, yes, that was a Spanish song. That was Miguel Bosé's Don Diablo. That came out in 1980, and you know, Spanish, English, there's no translation there. But you heard it. The same thing. Dua Lipa, same thing as Article Sound System. There's one more example, though, that came a year before this by Corey Day.
I was walking down the street when I saw the handsome soldier boy winkle, winkle, winking at me. He said, I'd like to make a date. I said, so sorry, but his lady said, what's the matter, baby? Ain't you free? Ain't you free? Free to be the love of my life. He said, I love the way you wiggle and I love the way you giggle and I'd love to give you just a little kiss on your lips. He was such a delight, so we wiggled.
Wiggle and Giggle All Night by Corey Day. That was the name of that song. 1979. You hear it. But guess what? That's not where it ends. We got to go all the way back to the 40s. Here's an example from the 40s that has the same exact rhythm.
If you ever go down Trinidad, they make you feel so very glad. Calypso sing and make up rhyme, guarantee you one real good fine time. Drinking rum and Coca-Cola, go down Point Cool.
Rum and Coca-Cola by the Andrews Sisters, 1945. That's as far back as I could find of a popular song using this rhythm. Now you heard all 5 of those songs. You heard the similarities between them. The rhythm pattern is exactly the same. The chords are a little bit different depending on the voice. Now, arguably, Levitating and Live Your Life sound the most similar in terms of the chords that are used in the progression. You know, all the other songs use the same chord progression format, but the specific chords in Levitating and the specific chords in Live Your Life are pretty much exactly the same. But why is the rhythm exactly the same? That's the real question. So after doing some research, I found out that this rhythm pattern is actually called the Charleston. You know, like that dance? You know what I'm talking about. But the rhythm is called the Charleston, and this has been a pattern in music, you know, as we can see, for a while now. And since it is a well-known pattern, nobody has the right over the Charleston. Anybody can use this rhythm pattern. In fact, there are more examples that use it, just not exactly specifically like how all these songs use it. Here's one from the Jackson 5 that is also a Charleston.
Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. I don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie.
Blame It on the Boogie was the name of that song if you didn't know it, but you hear it dun 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 dun, you know, without getting too much into music, because there's a lot that you have to understand about music in order to explain this, but without getting too much into it, if you look at it musically, they are very, very similar. You're just missing some notes here and there, and that's why it sounds different. So, Dua Lipa, is she in trouble? Not really. Legally, did she take the rhythm from anybody? No, because this was a rhythm that's been used clearly since the 40s. Giving the name the Charleston, I believe it goes back to jazz, so even back to the 20s and 30s. You can't own a rhythm, you can't own a chord progression, you can't own sounds. So, in that sense, it's not legal. Now, the debate on whether or not she took the lyrics specifically, who knows? That could just be a coincidence. There are a lot of songs out there that sound exactly the same or have the same words in the same order because, you know, the English language is only so limited, right? And when you're trying to rhyme certain words, especially in the pop context, sometimes this happens. But at the end of the day, what Dua Lipa did was not illegal, though it may seem like it, and though may it sound exactly similar to a specific Florida reggae band. She didn't steal. She actually just took a rhythm that was so popularized that a majority of us don't even know that it has a name. Heck, I didn't even knew it had a name until I went into this and did all the research for this. But that's just the way it is, and that's what music is, you know? This is why I love studying music so much, because you find these connections. I took a song from 2021, 2022, and we found how it relates back to a song in 1945. That's ridiculous, but that's why music is so incredible. That's why I want to do the segment and share the music with you guys, because I hope that you can find these connections enjoyable, and I hope that moving forward now you can start to listen to music in a different light. But that's all I got for you guys this week. More to come next week. This has been Tyler Bender for Sounds Like on the Varsity Sports Show. We'll see you guys around.
Extra Point with Kayla and Kemp on KDUS AM 1060 from 11 to noon, diving into local and national sports topics, plus the latest sports odds.
What's up? It's Xander Simmons. I'm a junior at Cactus Shadows High School, and I'm here this June to give you my takes on the latest in sports. I specialize in baseball, and as a huge MLB fan, I watch my Dodgers every game day. There's nothing like the crack of the bat when I'm at the game and having that rare opportunity to catch a foul ball. Tune into the Varsity Show every Saturday morning to hear more.
Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbetterAthletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind. Welcome to the Jaguar Nation. The Varsity Sports Show is proud to partner up with Canyon View High School in the West Valley to be the voice of Jaguar athletics. Tune in on Saturdays to hear the Jaguar Nation, featuring coaches, students, and staff between 9 and 10 a.m. on AM 1060 KDUS, and subscribe to the Varsity Sports Show YouTube channel to get free exclusive coverage of Canyon View sporting events. Welcome to the Jaguar Nation.
Jack it up.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com.
SB Nation Radio is now Sports Map Radio, keeping sports content fresh and fun. Join us right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Hey everyone, this is Trevor Goodwin from Varsity Sports Show, and today I'm joined with is my dad, local Arkansas legend John Goodwin. John is a famous painter in many Arkansas towns with art displayed throughout the natural state and has done paintings for different festivals in the South, including the Delta Roots Music Festival. You can buy his work online by visiting johngoodwinsartworld.com. Dad, thank you for joining with me today.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
Could you explain how you got into art?
It's just something I've done all my life. I mean, when I was in grade school, I started drawing and was inspired by hot rod magazines and monster magazines and influenced by Big Daddy Roth. He did the Monsters Drive-In Dragsters and that kind of stuff. Famous Monsters Filmland, all the great monster movies. You know, a little kid drawing hot rods and monsters. And that's kind of the way I started, and, you know, kind of been doing it ever since.
Could you explain your artistic influence to the audience?
Got to be a comic book fan, started reading a lot of Marvel comics, and a lot of my influences in my art come from comic books. It's sort of word balloons and visual expressions and impact and music and that kind of thing. It's all kind of comic book based. Obviously pop art, Andy Warhol, and that kind of school of non-painterly art, but more popular art is kind of where my art developed from.
What's your favorite piece of art that you've done and why?
Well, that's hard to say. It's kind of like picking your favorite child. I like my jazz series. Is where I started out with, and then I did one of Red's. It has an incredible amount of detail. It won second place in the Delta Arts painting competition last year. It has a lot of color, a lot of detail. It's a juke joint in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and a lot of blues people really like it and love it. It's a favorite of mine too.
Yeah, I wasn't going to ask you who your favorite child is. I didn't want to put you on the spot on radio, but... So what art piece are you doing right now? What are you working on?
There was a blues drummer in Little Rock, Cecil Parker, who played with all the house bands for all the blues jams from the 80s forward. I've known him for a long time. He passed away a few years ago, and his widow commissioned me to do a painting of him. And so he's a blues drummer, and he was kind of a distinctive guy. He always smoked little cigarillo cigars, and so I'm going to incorporate that look into the painting, sort of a blues feel to it.
There might be some people still looking for a Father's Day gift as it approaches. Not me, of course, but what are some gift ideas for kids still shopping for their dads?
That's a hard one. If they like the sporting team or that kind of thing, that's an idea. Razorbacks are going to the World Series, so that's a huge thing. You can't see it, but I got my Arkansas shirt on today. Proud of the Razorbacks.
Okay.
Music, if you know what kind of music they like, those kinds of things.
I do know a perfect Father's Day gift is a work of art. You can purchase art prints from my dad again by visiting johngoodwinsartworld.com today. This is Trevor Goodwin for Varsity Sports Show. Thank you again, Dad, for joining me today.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it.
You already know what it is. Don't do it for me. Now watch me whip.
This is Whip It Up.
Okay. Now watch me whip.
On the Varsity Sports Show. How's it going, everybody? It's Tyler Bender for the Varsity Sports Show, back with another edition of Whip It Up, the segment in which I teach you how to make some food from some stuff you might find in your pantry or your fridge just lying around. Quick, easy, fun recipes. As promised, this week is going to stick with the theme of what you might have left over from a barbecue, and today we're going to be making a patty melt. This is something that I whip up every now and then when I have spare burgers lying around. I know at Fry's they do a 10 for 10 special. You can get 10 burgers, the patties of course, for $10, and that's an absolute steal. So go ahead and buy that. All you need after that, just regular white bread, wheat bread, whatever. You don't need hamburger buns for this one, and you're gonna want your favorite sliced cheese, whatever it is. That's what you need. All you're gonna do, super simple: grill the burger, toast the bread, put the cheese on the burger once it's done, and then put it on the bread. Super, super, super simple. Now, the fun part about this is what you can add onto it. This is all about customization. Whatever you like to put on your burger or your paninis or your patty melts, that's what you're going to want to do for this one. For me, I love mushrooms. I love onions, so I saute those up. I throw that on top. Mayo on the bread. Boom, there you go. So I got sauteed onions, sauteed mushrooms, some mayo on the bread to keep it nice and crispy after you toast it. American cheese, you can do cheddar, that goes good as well. You can do Swiss, whatever kind of cheese you like. Other toppings, you could maybe get some slaw in there, maybe some lettuce, whatever you like. It does not matter. Another important part, the sides. What are you going to eat with it? French fries, chips, baked beans, whatever you like. Put the sides on too, as well as your favorite beverage, whether it's water, tea, a cold one, some soda, anything you like. The reason why this one is so genius is because it's so super simple. All you need is bread, hamburger meat, and cheese, but it's really in the customization. So whatever you want to customize it with, go ahead and do that. I guarantee you will love this because you made it. It's your own thing. Nobody else can make this patty melt but you. So go out and try it this summer on the grill, on the stove. It does not matter. Favorite places to cook that burger, go ahead and do it there. You're going to have a lot of fun making it, and it's going to taste great as well. That's it for this week of Whip It Up. Be back next week where we'll continue our ideas with what you have left over from a barbecue. This has been Tyler Bender for the Varsity Sports Show. We'll see you guys around.
Hello, Varsity Sports Show. This is Jake Brown. I was out of town last week in Washington State, and I happened upon this man named Mark Bowen, who has a really interesting story. He is a musician, he is a semi-professional poker player, and he is a former sports talk show host. And I got to talk to him for a few minutes. So here's my conversation with Mark Bowen. So for people who don't know about your music and you as an artist, what kind of music do you write, and are you under your name or are you under a stage name?
I've been making music for about 25 years. My stage name is AKA. I make hip-hop music. I cover topics that stand the test of time. It's not very clubby at all. It's pretty grounded, vulnerable, pretty eclectic. It's not, and they're very, very conscious, very understanding of the moment. You know, when people hear hip-hop, especially in 2022, you know, they'll already put a blanket on it for what they think it's going to be. It's not that. I don't trust that. I also was touring before this project. I had an album that's out called AKA and the Heart Hurt Goods. I had a 7-piece band, and it's all pretty much love radiating. It's to inspire. It's to let people know that people are going through the same thing. I kind of like to make music for the people that need a second or a third chance, you know what I mean? To let them know, not give up. For this album specifically, there's a lot of things of me transitioning through my sobriety, so hopefully this album could be like, there'll be something for everybody on there, but if I could find somebody where it's everybody for somebody, or everything for somebody, I think that it could hopefully provide some healing help moving forward.
You said that you used to have a sports radio show and that you still have a following from it. Can you tell me more about that?
Like 10, 12 years ago, I put together a sports page on Facebook and just ended up getting a bunch of people in there and just like huge debates one way or another. The whole thing all actually really started because I would just troll people and just go like, no, Kobe is far better than Jordan, and just like create a case for it. Like this is huge case, and like go argue with somebody else. Look at this case. Then people would bring cases back, and then there would just be huge, awesome debates and arguments. And then there was a pirate radio show in Olympia, and it has some pretty famous shows that everybody listened to, and the pirate radio station got pretty big in Olympia. And I had a buddy named Bobby who did an underground hip-hop show on there called The Beehive, and it was like the sickest show, and I was like, dude, I really want to do a sports radio show. And he was like, well, I'll talk to the people. You have to go to like this underground little place and like do this interview, but with all the other radio hosts there, and like they have to decide whether or not your program. So I had to figure out how, because they wanted that channel to be a little more political and music, and so I was bringing sports, so I had to like figure out how to intertwine politics in my presentation, even though I never did it during the sports, so I just need to get it. I just need to get in. But I did get in, and I got 60 shows off. It was amazing. Took about 4 months to be able to get in. But honestly, music kind of got in the way when I was dropping the album. We were about to go on tour, so I kind of had to end the show. But I still have a lot of those fans, and then I have like a 20-man fantasy league that...
Wow.
Yeah, that's been going on since the beginning. People are in line still waiting to get in and stuff like that. So, though that period is over, the residue still lives.
Wow. So what kind of sports did you talk about? Was it just like football, basketball, or was it all kinds?
I had like a local segment where it was just like Seattle sports. We would cover like the funny national stuff. Because it was really lighthearted, but we would really get into like the Seahawks and the Mariners and the Sounders. And I had like friends from each sports category that like I thought were like the smartest in that sport. It was just kind of a mess of a fun time.
That was Mark Bowen, also known as AKA. His new album drops on June 24th. It's called Chip in a Chair. You can find him on Instagram at landshark_360. I'm Jake Brown, Varsity Sports Show.
Monday Sunday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. It's James Out West featuring Ryan Brooks as the duo breaks down the NFL, NBA, and the local sports scene here on KDUS AM 1060.
This is Trevor Goodwin from Varsity Sports Show, and this summer I will be covering the topics that have the sports world talking that week, from the pros to college to your local community. There's never a dull moment, and there's no such thing as an off season. Don't miss out on any of the content. Tune in weekly to the Varsity Sports Show, 1060 KDUS, Arizona. See you there.
Show you something that you ain't never seen. Go 5 rings, 5 chains. Check. 2 watches, that's 12. Come through and slam on you. I'm in the air. Before it's all said and done, let me make one thing clear. What? True to it, not new to it. I'm rookie of the year.
The Varsity Sports Show is proud to partner with SaberCat Athletics. That's right, the Scottsdale Saguaro SaberCats are on the Varsity Sports Show. Join the varsity team as we cover the Cats during the SaberCat Report on Saturday morning's Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, featuring players, coaches, and commentary. Look out for live stream coverage of Saguaro SaberCat sporting events by going to YouTube and searching for Varsity Sports Show, then click that subscribe button to stay up to date. The Saguaro SaberCats are here. Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com. Chris Scott of RE/MAX is Central Oregon's best realtor for anyone thinking of a vacation home or relocation. He's our very own born and raised Phoenician who moved his family to Central Oregon nearly 15 years ago. Contact Chris if you're thinking of exploring beautiful Central Oregon. It truly is living at its best. 541-999-5614. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Shows, it's Dylan.
Catch Bob Kemp in the Sports Zone every weekday from 9 to 11 right here on KDUS AM 1060.
What's going on, everyone? It's Xander from the Varsity Sports Show, here with your MLB Weekly Report. Our biggest story this week is about the defending World Series champion Atlanta Braves. They shattered a record with their 13th consecutive win on Tuesday. Their win streak became the longest of any defending World Series champion since 1961. So, after a slow start from the defending champs, they look to gain ground on the first place New York Mets. Speaking of the Mets, they completed their toughest stretch of the season, a long road trip in which they faced the Dodgers, Padres, and Angels. They went an impressive 5-5 over this stretch, and now look to hold off Atlanta within their division. We can't talk about New York without mentioning the Yankees. And those Yankees, they continue to look like the best team in baseball. They have been flat out dominating their opponents, and continue to lead their division by an impressively large margin. Let's go Central, where St. Louis Cardinals starter Miles Mikolas lost a no-hitter in the most heartbreaking way. With 2 outs in the inning, Pirates rookie Cal Mitchell came up to the plate, and after quickly getting behind with 2 strikes, Mikolas left a ball in the middle of the plate, and Mitchell crushed a ground rule double, ending the no-hitter. Don't feel too bad for the Cardinals though, as they continue to win some more. They have been riding the hot streak of Paul Goldschmidt, who continues to look like the MVP in the National League after winning the Player of the Month award last month. Other teams in the Central have been slumping pretty badly, as the Pirates and Cubs continue to play extremely poorly recently, falling out of the division race every game they play. Let's head west, where the San Diego Padres have been playing exceptional baseball as of late, gaining lots of ground on the Dodgers. Speaking of the Dodgers, they have been playing the opposite of exceptionally, capping off their week by getting swept by their longtime rival, the San Francisco Giants. Those same Giants have also been gaining ground within their division, shrinking the Dodgers' lead by a lot. Staying in the West, the Arizona Diamondbacks lost a heartbreaker on Tuesday, with the game going 12 innings long. They, and the Colorado Rockies continue to fall out of their division race and look instead to focus on the wild card race. This MLB season continues to look up for grabs, so tune in next week to stay up to date. This has been Xander Simmons from the Varsity Sports Show. Don't move a muscle.
This is Trevor Grove of Varsity Sports Show for College Athletics Roundup of last week. Big news for Big 12 as Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF reached their exit deal with the American Conference, so the teams will officially join the Big 12 on July 1st, 2023. BYU is also joining the conference next year, but are currently an independent from the conference. Oklahoma and Texas are still scheduled to join the SEC in 2024, but the timeline could change if the schools reach a buyout from their conference. As of now, the Big 12 is scheduled to have 14 teams in 2 seasons. Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF each paid $18 million to exit the American Conference. The payments will be spread from 2025 to 2036, but it should not impact the team's plans for joining the Big 12. This is a big addition for the conference in many sports, especially in football, with Cincinnati making the college football playoffs last season, and Houston and UCF both made it to New Year's Six Bowls as well. The American Conference will also be adding teams as well, as UAB, FAU, Charlotte, North Texas, Rice, and UT San Antonio are expected to join the conference in 2023. In other news this week, the WWE announced their second class of college athletes to receive name, image, and likeness agreements, which includes some familiar names around the Valley. Sun Devil fullback Case Hatch and Pac-12 heavyweight wrestling champion Colton Schultz will be part of a 15-member group that will participate in WWE's Next in Line program and will train at the Promotions Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. The group will receive resources in such areas as brand building and media communications. The WWE started the Next in Line program to identify future superstars and to start developing them at younger ages. The WWE has a long history of hiring former student athletes, including former standouts Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson from Miami, College Football Hall of Famer Ron Simmons, and current WWE superstar Roman Reigns. Keep an eye out on these young college stars because one day they may be headlining WrestleMania in the near future. NCAA has visited the University of Miami to gather information about the topic of name, image, and likeness as it pertains to Miami Hurricanes. The NCAA wanted to meet with Miami attorney and prominent Hurricanes booster John Ruiz about how he put his NIL deals together and wanted to know the big picture of the NIL landscape. Ruiz has signed about 115 student athletes to a combined NIL payroll of somewhere around $7 million for the year to promote his company's Life Wallet or his cigarette racing team. The biggest deal he's made is with a Kansas State basketball transfer to promote both companies, which Nick Saban mentioned in his viral NIL comments made earlier this year. In May, the NCAA Board of Directors updated their NIL guidelines and stressed that boosters and booster collectives are not allowed to induce recruits or pay for play. It said the NCAA enforcement staff would be monitoring NIL deals to make sure they do not violate these rules. The college landscape is changing and name, image, and likeness will lead the way in the new era of college sports. This is Trevor Grove for Varsity Sports Show with your college athletics roundup of the week.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Lindsay Selzer from Varsity Sports Show, and welcome back to the third segment of the Lowdown with Linz, where you get a healthy mix of sports and pop culture just like me. All right, let's get into this week's sports stories, starting with some NBA trading news that's a little near and dear to myself, being a Houston Rockets fan. So here we go. The Dallas Mavericks have agreed to trade number 26 overall pick in the 2022 NBA draft, Boban Marjanovic, Trey Burke, Marquise Chris, and Sterling Brown to the Houston Rockets in exchange for Christian Wood. The trade will probably not be completed until draft night due to the fact that the Mavericks owe the New York Knicks a top 10 protected pick in 2023. It's going to be really interesting to see what goes down after these NBA finals and going into draft night and how next season would play out. All right, moving on to our next sports story. It's a little sports and streaming news. So, Apple TV Plus has announced that they are exclusively signing a deal with the MLS. This deal will make Apple's app the only service where fans can watch all MLS matches without blackouts. While some select matches will be available to Apple TV Plus subscribers who pay $4.99 a month, fans will have to buy a separate MLS subscription to watch all these matches. The cost of that service, which will be available globally, and the timing of its release were not disclosed. And now, moving on to pop culture. We have about 2.5 stories. Let's start with our half story. I just thought that this was pretty fun and something pretty interesting. So, after nearly 27 years, an iconic Microsoft product is finally being put to rest. Internet Explorer is dead. Let's have a moment of silence. I'm kidding, but really, rest in peace, Internet Explorer. I remember growing up using Internet Explorer all the time, and then I feel like one day we all got Macs with Safari, and then now there's Google Chrome, and I really feel like we have retired from Internet Explorer. So I just wanted to mention that really quickly. Goodbye, Internet Explorer. All right. Moving on to our real meaty pop culture stories for the week. Jennifer Hudson becomes an EGOT after the Tonys this past weekend. So she joined the elite EGOT club. An EGOT is an artist, for those of you who don't know, who has won an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and a Tony Award in their career. And a quote from Jennifer Hudson goes like this after she won her Tony Award. "I got a dog and named it Oscar, and then I won my Oscar. And then I got a dog and named it Grammy, and then I won my Grammy," she said. "So I think I should get some dogs and name them Emmy and Tony, and it'll give me good luck and I'll win. They're like my good luck charms." So congratulations to Jennifer Hudson. That is huge to join this exclusive club of EGOTs. And our final story for today, Justin Bieber postpones his world tour. So this week, Justin Bieber has announced that he has postponed his Justice World Tour concert due to his ongoing medical situation. So Justin Bieber announced on Instagram last week that he has a rare disorder that paralyzed half of his face, and that is the reason for the tour postponement. He is suffering from a syndrome called Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, he said in a video on Friday on Instagram. The syndrome causes facial paralysis and affects nerves in the face through a shingles outbreak. He apologized to all his fans via Instagram. "We are wishing all the luck in the world to Justin Bieber with him and his health." And his wife has been having a lot of health issues lately as well. She had that sort of stroke-like scare. So really just, these are such young human beings, so it's really sad that all these medical sort of problems are happening, but we are sending thoughts, prayers, love, and happiness to the Biebers and to everybody else in the world, really. So that's all I got today for y'all for the Lowdown with Linz. I'm Lindsay Selzer from Varsity Sports Show. Can't wait to give y'all more in sports and pop culture news next week. Bye, y'all.
This is Trevor Goodwin for Varsity Sports Show. FIFA announced the host sites for the 2026 World Cup this week. The 2026 World Cup will be held in North America for the 4th time in history, and it's the first time that the United States has hosted the event since 1994. The 3 Mexico locations that were selected were Guadalajara, Monterrey, and Mexico City. Canada will have 2 host sites in Vancouver and Toronto. The 11 American cities were Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Kansas City, Dallas, Atlanta, Houston, Boston, Philadelphia, Miami, and the New York and New Jersey area at MetLife Stadium. This will be the first time that the tournament will include 48 teams instead of 32, and this is also the first time that this tournament is staged across 3 nations. This is major news for the United States as the country is beginning to get ready to host the biggest sporting event in the world. The 2022 World Cup is taking place in Qatar beginning November 21st through December 18th. This is Trevor Goodwin for Varsity Sports Show for FIFA Report. See you next time for more World Soccer news.
Show the world where you're from. Show where you're from. Show the world we are one.
Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show, where our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating an unmatched platform to showcase talent both in front of and behind the microphone in radio, television, podcast, and live streaming. The Varsity Sports Show, still your home for youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hey everyone, my name is Tyler Bender and I'm a student at ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. Being from Hawaii, I'm really big on community and family, so I'm very happy to be a part of yours. This summer on the Varsity Sports Show, I'll be bringing you content such as music, food, sports, and everything under the sun. So if you want to learn more about me and my voice, listen to me every Saturday on the Varsity Sports Show. We'll see you guys around.
Hey guys, Vince here. Please join me in welcoming the 2022 Varsity Sports Show Summer Broadcast Team.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Selzer from ASU's Cronkite School of Journalism.
Hi, I'm Trevor Goodwin from ASU's Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law.
Hi, I'm Jake Brown from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hi, I'm Xander Simmons from Cactus Shadows High School.
Hi, I'm Tyler Bender from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com. Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show, where our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating an unmatched platform to showcase talent both in front of and behind the microphone in radio, television, podcast, and live streaming. The Varsity Sports Show, still your home for youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.
KDUS AM 1060 Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix is brought to you by AC by J, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Drains.
This program is paid for by the JV Sports LLC and its partners.
You are listening to the Varsity Sports Show Summer Edition on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, featuring Tyler Bender, Jake Brown, Trevor Goodwin, Lindsay Selzer, and Xander Simmons. And now, the Varsity Sports Show. Welcome to Dylan. He's out and about looking for fun. He's Dylan. Brought to you by Chris Scott of RE/MAX Key Properties in Bend, Oregon, where it's living at its best. 541-999-5614. And now, it's Dylan.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on 1060 KDUS Arizona. My name is Xander Simmons, and it's time for your guys' favorite segment. It's Dylan. What's happening, Dylan?
Hey, good morning, guys. How's everybody doing?
You like that? It's time for everyone's favorite segment. I guess
he's finally telling the truth. You finally got somebody that'll tell the truth out there.
No, he didn't get the memo. He didn't get the memo. I think he's just assuming. You know what happens when we assume?
Well, you know what? He might be just young and not knowing young enough to finally somebody today may put hands on you, Vince.
I got you, Dylan. Don't worry.
I can see it. Perfect. Hey, Vince, you would have loved this, and I wish I would have filmed it, but I just walked out. By the way, I'm out at the Coldwater Golf Course in Avondale at the North Football fundraiser golf tournament, and I just saw a good friend of ours do a club throw. It was awesome.
Okay.
He botched the putt and threw his putter. It was the most incredible thing to ever see.
Wow. Okay, friend of ours, huh? Who was it?
Well, I can't say Zach Munoz on the radio.
Okay. Only the Phoenix Union High School District the Director of Athletics.
Yeah.
Dr. Zachary Munoz threw his putter, huh? Wow.
I saw him. He missed about a 4-footer, and he threw his putter.
Someone as prestigious.
He needs to attend the Character Matters.
Someone as prestigious as Dr. Zachary Munoz, who happens to be the district athletic director and former principal of a number of Phoenix Union high schools, actually was unsportsmanlike, huh?
Yeah. Okay. I'm surprised that was the first club throw I've seen, though. You know how these things go.
Okay, well, you could tell.
But now it's a great turnout, man.
Yeah, you could tell Dr. Zachary.
Weather
Munoz
couldn't be.
That we're not going to let anybody know that he did that. So anyway.
Yeah, you might want to edit this entire segment.
Yeah.
Maybe bleep out his name several times.
Dr. Zachary Munoz. Okay, so what else is going on today, Dylan? We got Xander in studio and his mom Tammy.
Oh yeah, mom's right here.
All right. Hello, mom and son.
She's
How's everybody
married.
doing?
She's easy there, big guy. She's married.
Yeah, back off my mom.
Well, yeah. Oh, come on. You already turned on me, Xander? Sorry.
Vince is just better.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait. Time out. So if I say hi to people, my life's in danger? This is not the way I envisioned this morning going.
It's kind of creepy. Okay, so tell us what's going on. You got a minute. Tell us what's happening.
Oh, just out here with the fundraiser. Their first annual football fundraiser. Weather couldn't be better. It's good to see some old North alumni guys. The kids are here helping out, or some of them. Good to see the coaches that I coached with a couple years ago. So it's just it's a great morning to be out here.
Okay. Anything else happening this weekend?
Well, you know what? I was supposed to be in Vegas. That didn't go. The same group's going to be here Tuesday, so I'll be at that concert. And then obviously next week, if I'm calling in next week, I'll be in Denver for a widespread panic run at the Red Rocks. So that'll be, like I said, I think the last week or the week before that, a bucket list item for me. So just looking forward to having some fun. I've got some stuff coming up. Finally start getting out of the house and traveling around for the summer break. I'm losing my mind, Vince. I'm losing my mind out here.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun. Vegas. I mean, do you lose a lot, though? You probably lose. But thank you so much for joining us, Dylan. We always love your segment.
Wow.
See you guys
Perfect timing. You've been trained well, buddy. You've been trained well. Have a good one, guys.
See you, man. And next, we have Trevor's NFL report.
This is Trevor Goodwin from Varsity Sports Show with your NFL recap for the week. Mandatory minicamps are going on, and there are a few noticeable absences from star players. Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin is holding out for minicamp unless there is progress on contract extension talks. His base salary is $2.79 million, which is way below market value for a player with back-to-back 1,000-yard-plus seasons, despite the Commanders having quarterback issues. The Jaguars begun their mini camps, but new head coach Doug Peterson gave most of the veterans the week off. This is unusual for a new head coach. Only rookies, select veterans, and injured players will be required to report. Two surprising players that reported in mandatory mini camps was quarterback Lamar Jackson and star wide receiver Deebo Samuel. Pizza. The NFL has a new official pizza of the league, and it may shock you. It's Little Caesars. Little Caesars has officially out-pizzaed the Hut, replacing Pizza Hut as the official pizza sponsor, joining the most bestest league in America. Washington Commanders defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio was in hot water last week after his comments comparing the 2020 protests in the wake of George Floyd's death to the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2020. Head coach Ron Rivera expressed his disappointment as defensive coordinator with a strong statement denouncing the comments, giving Jack Del Rio a $100,000 fine that will be donated to the U.S. Capitol Police Memorial Fund. Del Rio's dust-up comment caused a stir around the league, which led to him deleting his Twitter account. Tyreek Hill opened up about his tenure with the Chiefs and how it ended on his new podcast. He said he wanted more guaranteed money and also wanted to get the ball more on offense. He also said Tua is more accurate than Mahomes, so it'll be interesting to see the new Dolphins offense perform next season and how the Chiefs perform with a new wide receiving core. In other Dolphins news this week, according to the South Florida Sun-Sentinel, the Dolphins were ready to offer former Saints head coach Sean Payton a record-setting 5-year, $100 million contract to be the new head coach. Sean Payton turned down the deal in favor of catching a break this offseason and to work as an NFL analyst on Fox. Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson continues to be in the news with reports that 2 more lawsuits are being filed against him, bringing the total count to 26. Watson met with reporters this week for the first time since March 25th and continues to claim he has done nothing wrong and continues to claim his innocence. He says he has no regrets about his behavior in the massage appointments and denies the accuracy of a New York Times article that was released last week. This is a major story in the NFL as we continue to wait on the league's response to these allegations, and we will keep you updated with any changes to this story. In contract news, the Las Vegas Raiders are signing Hunter Renfrow to a 2-year, $32 million contract extension with $21 million guaranteed. Hunter Renfrow has been a stud 5th-round pick for the Raiders and earned his first Pro Bowl honor last season. Renfrow's $16 million per year figure is cheaper than most wide receivers that signed this offseason, but is appropriate value for the slot wide receiver option. The Raiders will have an exciting offense to watch this season after adding Devontae Adams in a trade this offseason. The Raiders also handed out extensions to Derek Carr and Max Crosby. Next up in line for extension is tight end Darren Waller. The Steelers signed 2 straight All-Pro Minkah Fitzpatrick to a 4-year contract extension worth more than $73 million. The deal includes $36 million guaranteed and will make him the highest paid safety in the NFL. This is Trevor Goodwin with another NFL recap of the week. See you next time for another report.
Call a few plays and break the huddle. Check that deep, they in the zone, no rebuttal. I can throw a strike down the pipe about 80. Handful of rings, I'm shady like Brady.
Hello, Varsity Sports Show. This is Jake Brown, and happy Hispanic Heritage Month. Here is a Hispanic athlete who made an impact in Arizona sports history. Luis Gonzalez was an above-average player before he came to Arizona. For the Astros, Cubs, and Tigers, he averaged 12 home runs and 61 RBI with a .268 batting average. However, when he joined the Arizona Diamondbacks in 1999, he turned it into another gear, hitting a .298 average, averaging 28 home runs and 97 RBI over his 8 years in Arizona. In 2001, he won the World Series, slapping the game-winning hit over shortstop Derek Jeter in Game 7 of the World Series. He is a 5-time All-Star, 1-time Silver Slugger, and placed 3rd in MVP voting in 2001, after hitting a career-high 57 homers and driving in 142 RBI.
Gonzo hits one into left field, pretty well hit. Back goes the left fielder Quinn at the wall. He leaps. It's gone for a home run. Gonzalez has hit his 23rd of the season, and the Diamondbacks sprint on top here with the first inning run.
In 1999, he led the league in hits with 206, then proceeded to play every single game from 2000 to 2001. While he's known for his power numbers with 354 career home runs, he places 19th all-time with 596 career doubles.
The Mets got the call. Gene Lamont nearly thrown out of the game. That ball driven into right center field by Gonzalez. It'll go to the wall. Bell on his way to third. They're going to wave him around. He'll score on a double by Gonzalez, who extends his inning streak to 12 games. And on 10 run, it's 4-0 Diamondbacks.
He retired in 2008 after a season with the Florida Marlins in his home state of Florida. His number 20 is retired by the Diamondbacks and was the first ever number retired by the franchise. He is currently the senior advisor to the president and CEO of the Diamondbacks, a position he's held since 2009, and is a member of the Arizona Sports Hall of Fame, the Tampa Sports Hall of Fame, and the Latin Sports Hall of Fame. This is Jake Brown, Varsity Sports Show.
This is Trevor Goodwin for Varsity Sports Show with your NBA hardwood update of the week. The Golden State Warriors win their 4th NBA Finals championship in 8 years. In Game 6, the Warriors took care of business early, going on a 52-25-point run to end the first half. The Celtics brought the score back within 8 points in the fourth quarter, but Steph Curry's stellar 34 points and the Celtics' 22 turnovers was enough to secure the Larry O'Brien Trophy for the Warriors. Curry's amazing season and postseason run ended with him adding his first NBA Finals MVP trophy to his resume. Congratulations to the Warriors and their fans on another championship run. In coaching news, Golden State assistant coach Kenny Atkinson has agreed to a 4-year deal to become the new head coach of the Charlotte Hornets. Atkinson is now the second Golden State assistant coach to leave the Warriors to become a head coach next season, joining Mike Brown, who will be coaching the Sacramento Kings. Atkinson has spent 9 seasons as an NBA assistant and will have some work to do for the Hornets as they've missed the playoffs for 6 consecutive seasons and over the second longest playoff drought in the NBA behind the Sacramento Kings. Also in the news, Charlotte's Hornets forward Montrezl Harrell is facing felony drug charges after his car was searched during a traffic stop in Kentucky. The cops found 3 pounds of marijuana in vacuum-sealed bags during a traffic stop and was pulled over for allegedly driving too close to another car. Harrell is scheduled to be a free agent this offseason. In trade news, the Denver Nuggets are trading forward JaMychal Green and a protected 2027 first-round pick to Oklahoma City Thunder for a 30th pick in this year's draft and 2 future second-round picks. The NBA draft will take place on Thursday, June 23rd at 4:30 p.m. as the next generation of NBA superstars will find out where their journey begins. The Magic own the first overall pick, and the reports are leaning towards Jabari Smith from Auburn being the first player selected. Make sure to tune in and watch the drama unfold because draft night is filled with surprises and trades. This is Trevor Goodwin from Varsity Sports Show with your Hardwood Report. See you next week with more basketball updates.
Now I got the fans going crazy. Now I got the fans going crazy. Now I got the fans going crazy.
Coming up next, a Father's Day interview with Jake's dad on AM 1060, KDUS Arizona, Varsity Sports Show.
Nice job, Xander.
Turn those picks into gold. Wall-to-wall NFL coverage and the biggest stories coming to you from 3 to 5 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
The Varsity Sports Show is proud to present the Thursday and Saturday night high school football game of the week. Coaches, administrators, boosters, and fans partner up with the varsity team to broadcast your games this fall. Choose from Thursday or Saturday night and have an exclusive audience on a big stage. Call or text us at 480-779-9437 right away and join our team. High school football action on Thursdays and Saturday nights this fall, brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show. This fall, the Varsity Sports Show is proud to present the Arizona High School Volleyball Game of the Week. Join us this fall when you'll catch your favorite teams going head-to-head in fast-paced volleyball action. Coaches, administrators, boosters, and fans partner up with the varsity team to broadcast your games this fall. Call or text us at 480-779-9437 right away and join our team. High school volleyball action this fall, brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show.
This is Dylan, the star of It's Dylan on the Varsity Sports Show. Tune in Saturdays for It's Dylan.
Chris Scott of RE/MAX is Central Oregon's best realtor for anyone thinking of a vacation home or relocation. He's our very own born and raised Phoenician who moved his family to Central Oregon nearly 15 years ago. Contact Chris if you're thinking of exploring beautiful Central Oregon. It truly is living at its best. 541-999-5614. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Shows, It's Dylan.
Check out the Doug Gottlieb Show, Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060.
What's up, Varsity Sports Show? I am Jake Brown here with my dad. And since it's Father's Day, Dad, I want to ask you, we have done a lot of road trips together. What's been your favorite moment from many road trips that we've done?
We've done a couple of really good ones. I think the time that we went up to the Baseball Hall of Fame and saw Ken Griffey Jr. and Mike Piazza, and then we drove up to Toronto, saw the Blue Jays. I don't remember who they played, but the Blue Jays won. And then we drove back and caught a Mets game in the Mets stadium there, and then we drove back. That was quite a trip. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And, you and I, we bond over baseball. It's our sport. What's been your favorite baseball moment of ours that's not, the road trip?
We had just moved to Washington, D.C., and I took you to see the Seattle Mariners play the Washington Nationals. And I was rooting for the Mariners just to sort of give you a hard time because you were all in on the Washington Nationals. And early on, it looked like the Washington Nationals were going to do just fine. And then the Mariners came back. They were ahead late in the game. And then you got to see Wilson Ramos hit a walk-off, right?
Yep, 3-run homer.
So that was pretty special. I'm not so much of a Mariners fan that I wasn't really excited that you got to see a walk-off for your favorite team. That was a really nice night.
Yeah, I still remember every single thing that happened in that ninth inning. All right, Dad, thank you so much for taking the time. Happy early Father's Day. This is Jake Brown from Varsity Sports Show with my dad.
This is Trevor Goodwin for Varsity Sports Show with your NCAA Baseball Super Regional recap of last week. The weekend was filled with major upsets and drama throughout the country. This was a record-breaking Super Regional with only 2 host teams advancing to the next round, the fewest ever. The crazy weekend began when the Notre Dame Fighting Irish shocked the number 1 team in the country in 3 games in the Knoxville Super Regionals. The Tennessee Volunteers began Game 1 with controversy as Tennessee's star and center fielder Drew Gilbert was ejected in the bottom of the 5th and suspended for Game 2 of the series after arguing a strike call in the game. This also led to the pitching coach Frank Anderson to be ejected from the game, which led to Tennessee fans throwing trash onto the field with their displeasure of the decision. The Irish stole Game 1 8-6, but the Volunteers bounced back to destroy Notre Dame 12-4 thanks to an 8-run 5th inning. In Game 3, the Fighting Irish came back in the 7th inning with 2 clutch home runs to take the lead. The Irish weren't done, adding 3 runs at the top of the 8th for insurance to pull off the upset that shocked the country and punched their ticket to Omaha. Notre Dame will face the Texas Longhorns next after the Longhorns upset the East Carolina Panthers in 3 games. The Pirates won Game 1 13-7 after the Pirates added 5 runs at the bottom of 8th to put their lead out of reach. In Game 2, the Longhorns rallied after trailing by 5 runs to win 9-8 with a walk-off victory, forcing a Game 3. In the final game of the Super Regional, the Texas Longhorns made it easy work against the number 8 seed Pirates, winning 11-1 after scoring 9 runs in the first 2 innings. The Texas A&M Aggies defeated the Louisville Cardinals in 2 games to punch their ticket to Omaha. The Aggies won Game 1 at 5-4 with late-game heroics from Troy Claunch, who hit a walk-off single to close out the game. The Aggies earned their 7th trip to the College World Series after winning Game 2 4-3. Another major upset was the Oklahoma Sooners eliminating the Virginia Tech Hokies in 3 games. In Game 1, the Sooner pitchers Jake Bennett and Trevin Michael combined for 12 strikeouts, and Kendall Pettis drove in 2 runs to lead the Sooners to a 5-4 victory. In Game 2, Virginia Tech took advantage of the Sooners' 3 errors of the game and had hot bats throughout the day, leading to a 14-8 victory. In Game 3, the Sooners hit 5 home runs to blow out the Hokies 11-2 over the number 4 seed on their way to securing their 11th College World Series appearance. The number 2 seed Stanford Cardinal advanced after a 3-game series against the UConn Huskies. Stanford hit 8 home runs in the game, including 4 in the bottom of the 9th, in a thrilling 13-12 loss in Game 1 of the series. Stanford bounced back quickly in Game 2, scoring 8 runs in the first 2 innings on their way to forcing a Game 3 with an 8-2 win. Stanford played their 5th elimination game in 9 days to win the Stanford Super Regional against the UConn Huskies 10-5. The Arkansas Razorbacks defeated the North Carolina Tar Heels to punch for a ticket to the College World Series for the 11th time in school history. In Game 1, the Razorbacks put up 3 runs in the 5th inning on their way to a 4-1 opening win. Game 2 acquired a walk-off that was extended by a long lightning delay throughout the day. North Carolina took their first lead in the top of the 9th. The Razorbacks didn't give up, with Brady Slavens hitting a walk-off single to send the Razorbacks back to Omaha. The Ole Miss Rebels shut out Southern Miss throughout the weekend to earn their 6th trip to Omaha. The Rebels outscored the Golden Eagles 15-0 in the 2 games of a Super Regional. The Auburn Tigers defeated the Oregon State Beavers in 3 games to advance to the College World Series. In Game 3, the Auburn Tigers pitching led the way in the upset, striking out 14 batters, and SEC save leader Blake Berthalter retired the last 8 batters to end the Oregon State season 4-3. Auburn earned their 6th trip to Omaha, bringing the number of SEC teams to make it the College World Series to 4, which is half of the remaining field. The College World Series begins June 16th and will run through June 27th. Make sure to come back next week for more college baseball updates. This is Trevor Griffin for Varsity Sports Show signing off.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Lindsay Selzer from Varsity Sports Show, and today for our Father's Day show, we're going to keep on theme talking to another father, and not just a father, but a father in sports and an incredible athlete who's going to tell you all about what he does. He has played sports professionally in college and is also now running a gym and doing much, much more for CrossFit. So here he is, without further ado, Asia Bartow. Hey, Asia, how's it going?
Good morning, Lindsay. How are you?
I am so great. So happy to have you on for our Father's Day edition. You're the perfect combination. You're sports, you're a dad, so we can't wait to sit down and talk business with you. So first and foremost, this is a question that I ask people on my podcast, and I ask them now when I'm doing these interviews, but I'm going to ask you, what is your sports story? So from start to finish, how did you get where you are today and being an athlete? And what teams did you grow up, rooting for, playing for, and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so I played baseball for the majority of my year, and then I transitioned into CrossFit or functional fitness, or some would call it professional exercising. But I started at 10 years old, played pretty competitively up through high school, was a pretty solid baseball player. Had the opportunity to gain a scholarship to Tulane University. At the time, it was a top 20 baseball program around my time. There, I moved on to play with the Texas Rangers minor league system for a few years, and then transitioned into CrossFit and did that professionally for about 3 to 4 years. And then ended up kind of where I'm at now. I own a behemoth gym in Cypress, Texas. Cypress is kind of an outskirt of Houston, where we work with just the regular Jane and Joes and help them level up their health, fitness, quality of life, and help them look, feel, and function at their best.
And you, as we said before, you are a father. You're a father of 2. And I wanted to ask how being a father goes into your whole fitness journey, being an athlete, and what do you take from that you bring to your kids' lives every day?
Yeah, being a father for me is it's a blessing, and it's also it's something that's carved out my outlook on not just my personal health and fitness and life, but just everything in general. Big responsibility was put onto my shoulders when we decided to have children. Not just the responsibility of helping these young children grow and be healthy and capable, but directing them in this crazy world we live in today, and helping them get on their feet and hopefully live a productive and illustrious life the same way that my brother and I did. But it's a beautiful thing to have children, and I think as they grow older, I just want to show them some of the things that I was able to be fortunate enough to have from my great folks that passed down to me. And then as they grow older, just doing everything that we can, my wife and I, in our power, to teach them and educate them and kind of just coach them the same way that we do within our business on, becoming self-sufficient, autonomous individuals to navigate this life, but also make things fun and enjoyable along the way.
What's your favorite part of being a dad?
Favorite part about being a father is just enjoying the experiences and really just enjoying the experiences with our entire family. And I think that's something that I take great pride in, and I will take to my grave, is just spending each and every moment with my wife Leah, my son Kai, and our daughter Ruby, and really just the small things, not the eventful things that we plan, the trips and the beach trips and the vacation, stuff like that, but just kind of in the moment style stuff, the things that make us smile, the things that make us laugh, and just surrounding ourselves with family and family love.
What's the funniest thing either Kai or Ruby has done maybe over the summer this far?
Kai's kind of coming into his own. He's about 4 years old. He's about 3.5. And so he's a sponge. So he's just soaking up different things. And so there's times where we may not we'll let him watch certain things or listen to certain things, or maybe even he'll repeat some things that Leah and I say. And it's funny how much he picks up on this stuff. And so reciting or rehearsing like a movie quote or something that we say, randomly out of the blue is pretty humorous.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. That was Asia Bartow, all-around athlete, professional CrossFitter, and proud owner of a CrossFit gym behemoth outside of Houston and Cypress, and a father. And I'm Lindsay Selzer from Varsity Sports Show. Thanks so much, y'all.
Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all.
Welcome back, everyone. I am Xander Simmons, and coming up next, we have a very, very special segment. My dad, Ed Simmons, is going to talk.
You got him to talk. I heard about your dad. I heard he doesn't like to talk.
You could
He tells
say
some
that.
jokes too, right?
Oh, yes. Coming up, we got dad jokes, gift ideas, and so much more. It's going to be a really good segment, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. My dad, big baseball guy, big Dodgers guy, much like myself, and it's coming your way on AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona, Varsity Sports Show. Stick around.
Bringing you the latest sports topics weekly right here on KDUS AM 1060 with me, the Doug Gottlieb Show, 1 to 3 p.m.
Your real estate professional, Harold Steffi, broker and owner at Core Values Realty, believes it comes down to 5 things: trust, integrity, respect, honesty, and loyalty. These are just not words. They are what they say they are, nothing else. When you choose Harold Steffi, whether you are buying or selling your home, you can expect your 110% satisfaction and his commitment to ensuring that all your real estate needs are taken care of every step of the way. Call Harold Steffi at Core Values Realty, 623-693-6178. The Varsity Sports Show is proud to present the Thursday and Saturday night high school football game of the week. Coaches, administrators, boosters, and fans partner up with the varsity team to broadcast your games this fall. Choose from Thursday or Saturday night and have an exclusive audience on a big stage. Call or text us at 480-779-9437 right away and join our team. High school football action on Thursdays and Saturday nights this fall, brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show. Hey guys, Vince here. Please join me in welcoming the 2022 Varsity Sports Show Summer Broadcast Team.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Selzer from ASU's Cronkite School of Journalism.
Hi, I'm Trevor Goodwin from ASU's Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law.
Hi, I'm Jake Brown from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hi, I'm Xander Simmons from Cactus Shadows High School.
Hi, I'm Tyler Bender from ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Hello, sports fans. This is Dick Stockton, and you are listening to Arizona's home of youth, high school, college, and you, the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona.
Got the morning work blues?
Will you stop honking, Mac? We ain't going nowhere.
Don't worry. Tune in to Bob Kemp in the Sports Zone, weekdays 9 to 11 a.m. for all the best national and local sports content.
What's going on, everyone? It's Xander from the Varsity Show, and tomorrow was Father's Day, and so I'm here with my father.
Hello.
And I'm going to be asking him a couple questions, just, about him, and he's also going to tell you guys some really good gift ideas for those of you who have not gotten your father a gift. And so let's just start off simple. I'm a huge baseball fan because of you, huge Dodgers fan, so I kind of wanted to know, why are you a Dodgers fan?
Well, my dad took me when I was a kid. I saw Garvey, Lopes, Russell, and Say, and they seem to be in the World Series every year. They went 77 and 78. Unfortunately, they lost both those. Then they went in 81 and won again, and then they won in 88. So it was a very exciting time to be a Dodger fan, especially being a child and growing up in LA.
Yeah, see, he grew up in LA. Of course, I'm here in Arizona. I've been here my entire life, and that's kind of how we bond. We sit and we watch the Dodgers pretty much every single day. And as of right now, they're losing pretty much every single day. But that's all right. They're going to win soon. And the second thing I wanted to know is, as a dad, I'm sure you have some great dad jokes for our audience. So I wanted to know some of your best dad jokes.
Well, how can you tell a joke's a dad joke?
How?
The punchline's apparent.
I don't know how much longer I can keep sitting here and listening to these awful jokes, but I think we have time for another one. Why don't you tell our audience another dad joke?
Well, as I was coming over here today, I saw a bunch of cows up on the roof playing poker. The stakes have never been higher.
Oh my goodness. Well, for you dads out there, I'm sure these jokes really ring home. I'm sure you dads have a ton of dad jokes because that's kind of, once you have a kid, you have to learn some dad jokes, right, Dad?
That is true. They are great.
Okay, so tomorrow is Father's Day, and for all of our last-minute guests, who don't have a gift yet, why don't you give them some ideas for what they can get for their fathers?
How about the kids not arguing and fighting? That'd be the best gift ever.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen, but you can keep wishing.
You can always use a mug or a cup of some sort.
That is definitely true. My dad, he works from home now, so every single morning I always sleep in. But by the time I wake up, he's either making a Keurig, making coffee, or he's drinking his coffee, or he's doing something that revolves around coffee. So for all you out there, a mug never goes wrong.
That is true. You can never have enough coffee.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Dad, and happy Father's Day tomorrow. And I hope you have the great rest of your day.
This is the Valley Tour on the Varsity Sports Show. How's it going, everybody? It's Tyler Bender for the Varsity Sports Show, back with another edition of the Valley Tour, my segment where I talk about golf courses that I played. This week I got out and played Augusta Ranch over in Mesa. Guys, this is a fun course. I grew up on this course. I used to live in Arizona for a little bit. This was like my home course, per se. We go out to it all the time, my dad and I. And this is the first time I played it in about 11 or 12 years. And it changed a lot, but let me tell you guys, you will have a lot of fun if you go out to Augusta Ranch. If you're somewhere in Phoenix, yeah, it's a bit of a drive, but if you're already in the East Valley, it's not that far. It's just up there on Elliott and Ellsworth. Twilight rate was about $25, so relatively cheap for an executive course. You get the driver out quite a bit. It's not as long as Rolling Hills can be at times. I don't think there's a single hole over 300 yards, but you do have to take the driver out 280, 290, 260 yards. Very, very fun course. Very well maintained. I gotta say, for the middle of the summer, when we're in a heat wave, I thought there was going to be a lot of dead grass. No, the rough was really nice. The fairways were really well taken care of. The greens were fairly dry, but that's to be expected. They ran pretty fast. But other than that, I have no complaints about this course. It's up against a lot of houses, so for those of you who are slicers like myself, or you like to hook the ball or whatever, us terrible golfers out there, there's a lot of us. Got to be careful. There's a lot of houses around. At night the children like to come out and play, and they got to be careful of golf balls and stuff. So if you are a little bit wary about that, be prepared with a lot of extra balls. You may end up losing it. You are weaving in and out of a neighborhood when you're driving, so you do have to drive a lot. You do have to take the cart on a little bit of a journey, but it's really good because you get the wind blowing in your face. It gets hot, but luckily this course has a lot of shade, and as opposed to Rolling Hills, like I said, this course is very, very green, so you don't have a lot of that desert that makes it really hot. You have the ground that absorbs the heat. You got a lot of shade, a lot of trees, so it might be tough finding your ball sometimes. You might have some rough spots to hit out of, but it's a really, really fun course if you're willing to pay the $25, if you're willing to get out to the East Valley later in the night. I think you're going to have a lot of fun. Definitely would recommend. I'm going to play here at least 2 times before this summer is over, guaranteed. I did go out with a couple of buddies. I wasn't able to talk with them after. It's kind of dark outside. We all just wanted to go home. We were really tired, had a fun round. But they all agree with me. This was a fun course. We're probably going to go play it again, especially for the price. I think you're going to have a lot of fun out there. So make sure you get out to Augusta Ranch this summer, because it is probably the executive course you want to play over the summer if you're going to go play an executive course. But that's all I got for you guys this week. I'll be playing another course coming up. I'll let you guys know next week how I feel about it. But until next week, this has been Tyler Bender for the Varsity Sports Show. I'll see you guys around.
This is Trevor Goodwin with Varsity Sports Show for your USFL update of the week. There's one more week left in the regular season, but all the playoff teams have already punched their ticket to Canton, Ohio. In Week 8, the Michigan Panthers played like they had everything on the line against the New Jersey Generals, but fell short from securing their second win of the season. The Generals won a close game, 25-23. The Panthers played with two different quarterbacks in the game, but failed to have any consistency or ball security that the Panthers could not overcome. The team threw 3 interceptions, but had production from their wide receiver, Joe Walker, with 7 catches, 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The Generals also used a 2-quarterback system, but had more consistent results playing throughout the game. The Generals struggled on offense, being held to 107 rushing yards and 152 passing yards. The Generals survived 2 missed field goals, but the Panthers couldn't capitalize on their final drive by throwing an ill-timed interception. The Generals' star wide receiver, Cavante Turpin, made USFL history by scoring the first ever punt return touchdown of the USFL season. The Michigan Panthers will take on the 1-8 Pittsburgh Maulers on June 19th at 9 a.m. on the USA Network. In the biggest upset in USFL history, the Houston Gamblers defeated the Birmingham Stallions to give the Stallions their first loss of the 2022 season. The Gamblers won their first game since Week 1 and second game of the season. Houston was led by their defense, who forced a safety and a game-changing interception with less than 2 minutes remaining in the game. Houston linebacker Donald Payne became the first USFL player to reach 100 total tackles this season, with 12 total tackles in the game, including a tackle for loss and a pass defended. Birmingham Stallions controlled possession for most of the game, but just didn't finish drives with touchdowns to put them over the top. Birmingham Stallions will now need to regroup before heading to Canton after playing their 2 worst games of the season. The Houston Gamblers will close out their season next week against the New Orleans Breakers on June 19th at 5:30 p.m. on the FS1. The New Orleans Breakers secured the final playoff spot in the USFL after defeating the Tampa Bay Bandits 17-6 on Sunday. The Tampa Bay Bandits needed a win to keep their playoff hopes alive, but played their worst football of the season at the wrong time to end their Canton hopes. The Bandits had 4 turnovers, including 3 straight turnovers and 3 possessions that led to 17 points for the Breakers. New Orleans only had 85 passing yards, but they relied on their running game that put up 130 rushing yards. The Bandits couldn't beat good teams all year, sitting at an 0-5 record against playoff teams. The Bandits will face off against the Birmingham Stallions on June 18th at 1 p.m. on Fox. The Philadelphia Stars narrowly survived against the Pittsburgh Maulers in a 17-16 game. This game provided a lot of exciting kicker moments with 2 made field goals, 3 missed field goals, 1 missed extra point, and a fake field goal touchdown executed by the Maulers. The Maulers had the Stars on the ropes in the 4th quarter. The quarterback Vad Lee fumbled as the team was driving to put the game away. On the very next play, Stars running back Matt Colburn busted for a 51-yard cross-the-field scramble to give Philadelphia the lead. The Maulers fumbled again after a short pass attempt that gave the Stars a chance to ice the game. The Stars had to settle for a 46-yard field goal that was missed, giving the Maulers one last chance to win the game. The Maulers drove down the field to give their kicker a chance to win the game, but he missed a 49-yard field goal wide right to doom the Maulers. Week 10 will feature a USFL semifinal preview as the Philadelphia Stars face off against the New Jersey Generals on June 18th at 9 a.m. on the USA Network. Make sure to tune into the USFL next week as the season comes to a close and intensity continues to ramp up as the road to Canton continues. This is Trevor Goodwin with the Varsity Sports Show. See you next week with another USFL report.
Welcome back, everyone. And I got to tell you, for those of you guys just joining us, joined in studio by Xander Simmons. Xander is a student at Cactus Shadows High School. He's also a part of our intern staff this summer. He's a young, aspiring broadcaster. He's already accomplished quite a bit and has a bright future ahead of him in working in media. But Xander, I got to ask you specifically. So the show, you put the formatting of the show together this week. You did a great job of arranging content and working with our team and getting everything done. How did it feel interviewing your dad?
I would say it felt really good. You know, he isn't someone who's really out there who's going to talk, you know, when he goes to work.
I could tell.
Yeah. I definitely tried my best, and I think it was actually really good. You know, we got him to do some dad jokes. So for all you at home, the dad jokes, I hope you guys really liked them. And we had to, you know, gift ideas because, of course.
Well, a mug is always a safe gift. A shirt, a tie is always good too, because you know you got to look your best as well. But that's good stuff. And the jokes, Dad. What's your dad's first name?
Ed.
Ed Simmons. Ed, great job on the jokes, especially, deadpan delivery. I don't know if you're always that serious. Is he always that serious or
yes.
Well, or is he just shy around a microphone?
Probably a little bit of both. I would say he's deadpan a lot of the time, but, he can kind of break it out. But in front of the microphone, though, definitely some deadpan in there.
Okay. All right. So, and exciting stuff. You guys share moments in baseball. I mean, it's always nice to be able to bond that way because you'll always have sports and being able to relate to that. Why the Dodgers?
Okay, so he grew up in Virginia, but his dad was born in New York, and they were Brooklyn Dodgers fans, of course, forever. But then they moved to L.A. after that, and they're just like, you know what, they're right here. We'll be Dodger fans again. Huge Dodgers fan. Huge, you heard on the interview. He went to all the Dodgers games. And now, growing up in Arizona, I should be rooting for the Diamondbacks, but
they play the Dodgers. That's okay. So, Xander, what do we have coming up next?
Coming up next, the recruiting spotlight with Coach Perone from My Recruits.
All right, stick around, folks. We'll be back after the break here on the Varsity Sports Show. Go Varsity.
Your morning drive just got a little better. The Dan Patrick Show is live weekday mornings starting at 6 exclusively on KDUS AM 1060.
What's up, Varsity Sports Show? My name is Jake Brown, and I am a sports journalism student at ASU's Cronkite School. As a sports fanatic myself, I know the news and topics us fans will be interested in. And even though I'm a sports guy, I'll also tell you what's new in movies and TV shows each week. See y'all next time on Varsity Sports Show.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675. Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com. The Varsity Sports Show is proud to present the Thursday and Saturday night high school football game of the week. Coaches, administrators, boosters, and fans partner up with the varsity team to broadcast your games this fall. Choose from Thursday or Saturday night and have an exclusive audience on a big stage. Call or text us at 480-779-9437 right away and join our team. High school football action on Thursdays and Saturday nights this fall, brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show.
Hey Phoenix, Doug Gottlieb here. I'm bringing the best sports talk weekdays to you, 1 to 3 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060.
It's time for the Recruiting Spotlight, sponsored by My Recruits and Coach Perone.
Good morning, Vince. How is everybody over there?
Everybody's great, having a great show and with a lot of content this week. And you've been on the road a bit.
I have been on the road, and I continue to be on the road right now, calling you from St. George, Utah, getting ready for the newly branded Utah Tech Trailblazers camp. So formerly Dixie State, now they are known as Utah Tech. Wow. Unbelievable program, close to the Valley. We have a ton of great players that are coming out for this one. So have a couple of good friends on the staff. So I'm excited to be out here, and I'm excited to, as we have done, broadcast on the road.
Well, now these Utah Tech, these guys are NC2A Division II, right?
No, they are a Division I football team.
They are D1 now. That is amazing. I remember when they were Dixie College and they were NJCAA. then made the change to Division II. Wow, D1, amazing.
Yep.
Another opportunity for some lucky young people to end up in a D1 program. So, So what do you got for us this morning, Coach?
A young man that is fairly new to my recruits program, but we were at Northern Arizona last week, like we said, and it was a absolutely fantastic camp. I mean, Chris Ball does such an amazing job with that Northern Arizona program. I love everything about it. And, a young man that really, really caught my eye was the Castile running back, 2023, Brendan Hills, 5'8", 175. One of the things most running backs lack, you'll hear a lot of, is top-end speed, but this guy was blazing. I mean, he was moving fast. I think his hand time might have been somewhere around a 4.51. Looked like he was moving a heck of a lot faster. A very dangerous pass catcher out of the backfield, versatile athlete. They can line him up anywhere. They can put him in the slot. He's a single back. He can motion out and match up against the safety. He's a mismatch problem. He killed it at Northern Arizona. He has a great work ethic, and I'm expecting big things out of him this year. I think Castile opens up against Mountain Ridge, so that'll be a heck of a first game. See if Doug Modosky can game plan to stop that Castile running back. Some good schools looking at him right now. Coach Stutz over at Rocky Mountain and Coach Mistro and Federico at Jamestown love him. Knox College has been very, very hot on him. Coach Willits and I had a great conversation. And also at the D2 level, both Southwest Minnesota State and Adams have showed some interest. So I think the future is very bright for this young man heading into his senior season.
Okay. Who's number 2?
Number 2, remember the name, and not because I think it's the best nickname in high school football history, 12 Gage Baker. Gage Baker is the quarterback, is the shotgun-armed quarterback.
I see the play on words there. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I nicknamed him 12 Gage Baker, and he's number 12. So even crazier, but he does have a shotgun for an arm. This is a young man that was at Willow Canyon, transferred over to Paradise Honors. Our good friend over there, Josh Goodlow, said, I think I can work with this kid. He sat his 5 games, and then watch out. I believe in his first varsity start, he threw for 700 yards and 7 touchdowns. His first 3 games, I believe he threw for 1,800 yards and 15 touchdowns.
You're kidding, right?
I am not kidding. He was an Ed Daugherty nominee, and we all know how prestigious, that nomination alone is. A young man that I first saw with Dave Bogchi over at Team Impact. He was just doing amazing things at the Team Impact level. Stands about 6 foot, 160, 165 pounds. Just got done with the Southern Utah, coming up from Southern Utah. He'll be at Utah Tech today. I mean, I'm so excited to see what his junior season is going to bring. A full season. Coach Goodlow's had a chance and those guys to kind of build around him. And now between him and the running back Cooper, I think huge things are going to happen at Paradise Honors.
All right, there you have it with the recruiting spotlight from my recruits, Coach Perrone. Coach Perrone, be safe up there at St. George. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds great, Vince. You guys are doing an awesome job. Take care.
Hello, Varsity Sports Show. I'm Jake Brown, and here is my restaurant review. Every time my family and I walk my dog Lola, she always wants to go to this restaurant across the street from my parents' house called Oven and Vine to meet other dogs. When something is Lola approved, you know it's going to be good. Oven and Vine is a great outdoor restaurant on Vernon and Central. It has lots of different selections, from charcuteries, salads, baked pastas, flatbreads, and sandwiches. Oven and Vine is, of course, dog-friendly, so feel free to bring your favorite companion to dinner with you. Michelle, the owner, is a dog enthusiast and will make sure your furry friend will get a piece of their delicious bread. I recommend the Italian Combo Flatbread. It's a cheesy flatbread topped with sausage and sliced prosciutto. I also enjoy the barbecue baby back pork ribs. My parents are big fans of their green chili pork. Oven and Vine also has a large drink selection from soda to wine to cocktails. If you're craving dessert after your delicious meal, Oven and Vine has a great dessert selection. From gelato to tiramisu to rich chocolate cake made from a secret family recipe. If you're vegan or gluten-free, no worries. Oven and Vine has you covered with vegan and gluten-free options across the menu, so no one will be left out of the Oven and Vine experience. Their food also travels well, so if you don't get to finish your meal, it'll be good the very next day. My family and I are regulars along with our dog Lola, so if you're ever in the neighborhood, stop by at Oven and Vine. It will not disappoint. I'm Jake Brown, Varsity Sports Show. This is Jake Brown, Varsity Sports Show, and it's time to see what's now showing at your local theater or streaming service. Jurassic World Dominion, the final installment of the Jurassic World trilogy, hit theaters last weekend. While the movie stars Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, the movie brought back Laura Dern, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum from the original Jurassic Park movies. It's a fun movie for audiences and is definitely worth the watch. Lightyear opened yesterday and is the prequel to the Toy Story franchise, as Lightyear serves as the movie the Buzz Lightyear toy was based on. Chris Evans takes on the mantle of Buzz Lightyear in the movie, and it should be a fun movie for kids and adults of all ages. Ms. Marvel hit Disney Plus 2 weeks ago and has gained fantastic critical reviews. The miniseries follows Kamala Khan, who is a huge Captain Marvel fan. She doesn't feel welcome at home or school, that is, until she gets superpowers. The series is still ongoing and there is still time to catch up. Another ongoing Disney Plus series is Obi-Wan Kenobi. In this miniseries, Obi-Wan has to deal with his one-time friend and mentee, Anakin Skywalker, turning to the dark side and becoming the Sith Lord Darth Vader. Ewan McGregor returns as Obi-Wan, and Hayden Christensen returns as Anakin Skywalker. And finally, the first 7 episodes of Stranger Things Season 4 dropped on Netflix. The season follows 3 main plot points involving a murder investigation, Eleven trying to regain her powers, and even more Russians. The second volume of Season 4 will drop July 1st. That's what's now showing. I'm Jake Brown, Varsity Sports Show.
All right, guys, welcome back. And wow, what a show, Xander. I mean, it was so much content, so much variety, and it's going to continue on through the rest of the summer. What were your impressions?
You know, definitely coming into the studio and seeing all the gear here, all the microphones, you know, Aaron back behind the glass, even my mom here, you know, the experience is just awesome. You know?
Does your mom intimidate you?
No.
Okay.
Yes, definitely,
She is kind of scary. She's sitting there just like judging
You're
everything.
silly.
I'm kidding. So anyway, Tammy, thank you so much for running Xander down here. Xander, great job, and I got to tell you, I'm impressed because you jumped right into the role. You know, everybody gets butterflies, but you managed it well. Obviously, you're a veteran of all this stuff, and your star is only going to continue to rise. And I just want to be there when you get the Walk of Fame induction. And when they do the cement thing, can I maybe put my hand in there as well?
Of course.
Okay, wonderful. All right, Xander, go ahead. Take it away. Finish us off.
Ed and Javon are up next from 10 to 12, live from Citadel of Praise Men's Breakfast. Happy Father's Day, everyone. On behalf of Vince DeLisio, Jake Brown, Lindsey Selzer, Trevor Goodwin, and Tyler Bender, I'm Xander Simmons. Tune in next week for more Summer Takeover, Saturday morning from 8 to 10 on KDUS AM 1060, the Varsity Sports Show. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Go Varsity.
Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show, where our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating an unmatched platform to showcase talent both in front of and behind the microphone, in radio, television, podcast, and live streaming. The Varsity Sports Show, still your home for youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.